basically, there is a growing demand for cage-free. That's sort of what a lot of the shift in the industry is towards. And there's a number of different terms that are used. So there's cage-free, free-range, organic. Those are sort of the three main labels that you'll see in terms of alternative egg production to battery cage facilities. And these terms mean different things. So cage-free simply means that the birds are not being kept in cages. It doesn't mean that they're given access to the outdoors. So as you saw in the photograph here, most of these birds are kept in these warehouses with no access to the outdoors, about 20,000 birds. And most of these cage-free facilities, as well as free-range and organic sheds, are owned by the same companies that run the battery cage facilities. So earlier this year, MFA did an investigation at a California egg farm, and they also operate organic cage-free sheds at their facilities. So these birds come from the same hatcheries where the male chicks are thrown away. The male chicks in cage-free, free-range organic sheds are still killed at the hatchery. And once these birds' egg production declines, as with battery cage facilities, they are killed. Now more and more, these birds are killed with carbon dioxide on the farms. So when you're talking about smaller facilities, oftentimes, I mean, if you're getting cage-free eggs at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, they're usually coming from larger companies. So they're not really smaller, family-owned companies that a lot of us would like to believe. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I was wondering though also, like, even with the beef industry, there's now a lot of
grass-fed and
grass-fed,
that sort of stuff.
And is it kind of
You know, ultimately these animals are still going to slaughter. A lot of the times they're still going to the same slaughterhouses that the larger factory farms are sending the animals to. There's still the same health risk involved for people and the cholesterol that you're getting from those animal foods. There's still the environmental waste involved in raising animals for food, whether it's large scale or small scale agriculture. So I would say, you know, the smaller the farm, you could say the animals may have better lives and more freedom, but I don't think that it's cruelty-free. And ultimately, these animals are still being viewed and treated as just commodities and resources, which I think is, whenever animals are being viewed in that way as sort of production units, whether on a small scale or large scale, their welfare is always going to be secondary or further down the line to profit. You may be able to find this information on their website, but I believe they have like different numbers, like 1 through 5, depending on like how cruel or less cruel the product is. So you can say like, oh, this is a 5 in cruelty, and this is only a 1. You know, I think it's sort of this double-edged sword. People want to continue to eat animal products, but they don't want to support animal cruelty. So I think Whole Foods is trying to do that balance. But like I said, these systems are not cruelty-free. Are they less cruel than sort of the factory farm systems where a lot of these animals are coming from? Probably. But you know, I think that we need to be very consistent in our message that the best thing that you can do to help animals is to eliminate these products from our diet. And I think that if most of the people that were in line to get the meat products from Whole Foods saw what was really happening at those farms and at those slaughterhouses, they would still be very uncomfortable with that. And the practices taking place there are still, I think, out of step with the values that most people would have. Okay, thank you so much. I'll be available. I'm sure we'll all be available to answer questions. Thanks.